Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome to the strange, like, how do I describe this palette swap? It's very, very odd because it's like, it's very, very odd because it's like a weird, like, bleached out pink color. I don't know how to describe it, but I kind of love it. Like, it's just kind of like a sickly pink, sort of a leached out kind of a color, which totally matches, and just continues the theme of like, can I like do this properly maybe? I was like watching myself doing that, being like, how can you seriously not do this? The game almost like plays itself when it comes to like segments like that. Excuse me, Badnik. Who do you think you are? Mighty and Ray are here to like mess up Dr. Robotnik in his own giant robot. And as I say, that's like the coolest thing about this level that I didn't realize until recently. We're pretty, like, that giant robot, we're pretty much like scaling that giant robot, that enormous like Titanic Monarch. And that's why it's called Titanic Monarch, because the robot itself is like the king. The king is like the eponymous king in the Titanic Monarch zone. I can't remember like anything specific that I used to use like Mighty or Ray for in this level. I'm pretty sure it's just kind of like there's no benefit necessarily to using either or, except again for the obvious benefit that like Mighty, as per usual, is immune to spikes and bullets, so any of those times that you would inadvertently fall onto spikes, that's not going to be as big a deal. But other than that, like, I can't remember any reason why there's like much of a benefit to playing as Mighty and Ray compared to like any of the other characters. It's pretty much the same thing. Again, though, the music is great, as with all of the levels in this game. Like, I think whatever shit people give to, you know what, that actually would be useful, that shield. Give us like even more shielding than we already have as Mighty Armadillo. I wonder if like Mighty's immune to landing on their electricity. I don't think he would be, because I don't think like that's classed as spikes. Like Mighty, his immunity, like his strange like oh, I don't want this. Sorry, I don't like want the special stage. I didn't know that was down there though, even though that's like quite a useful one to know about if you were going for like all the Chaos Emeralds. No, I don't want any of these things, thank you very much. I want to stick with the Dream Team brothers. Like, how annoyed would I be if at this stage in the game I end up swapping to Sonic and Tails, because that's who I'd get. Well, no, I wouldn't. I'd get swapped to Sonic and Ray. Even though, like, Mighty probably has got, like, more airtime in this LP than any of the other characters. Though I think he deserves it as well, to be honest. Like, he totally does. Like, I mean, they are, like, the two new characters. Okay, we're going to need to be exact with this. Unless I'm just going in the wrong direction, but I don't think I am, because that spring pretty much, like, if you see a spring, like, because a spring, for some reason I'm saying it like that. If you see a spring, that's generally, like, an indication that you're going the right way. Because of the fact that, like, a spring will only send you in one direction, so if that's the case, it means you just follow the spring. A good, like, rule of thumb. Do you know what I might do? I saw, like, an electric shield down there, which would be extremely useful. One thing that you can do, actually, with the electric shield, which I'm not sure, like, I ever showed off, but it's kind of, like, a difficult one to show off, to be honest, is you can actually, like, ride those, you can actually, like, ride those electricity things up. Like, I'll show you here right now. Like, how cool is that? Like, you can actually just, like, ride on them. Like, it's not extremely useful, but it's such, like, a cool, mechanic that, like, the electricity, which would normally, like, not spell your doom, but which would damage you. Like, the electricity shield turns it into an elevator. It's like, how cool is that? We're getting right up to the top of this thing. So there, and that's what you can see, like, in the background there is, like, the head of the robot. So what we're, like, scaling here is, like, the outside scaffolding structure that was used for the robot. Again, Mighty makes short work of this boss, just like pretty much every other boss, because he has, like, spike immunity, so you don't even have to worry that much about, like, you don't even have to worry about the little, like, the little needles. About like, the little needles that he shoots out. And yeah, this is pretty much like a piece of cake as well. There we go. I don't know how I didn't take damage there when he squashed me right there at the end. I think it was because I jumped at, like, coincidentally at the exact moment, so he was being damaged while he landed on me. So now we're actually going to get into the Titanic Monarch itself, and I kind of wish I knew this, like, right at the beginning, like, when I did my first LP, because I totally didn't. Like, I didn't know that at all, that what you were actually doing was in, like, Act 1. You were, like, scaling the scaffolding on, like, the outside of the Titanic Monarch. And that you were, like, scaling the scaffolding on the outside of the Titanic Monarch, and, like, in this act you're actually inside in the Titanic Monarch itself, which obviously is all kind of, like, weird and fucked up with, like, different portals because of, like, because Eggman is using, like, the Phantom Emerald. I saw there, like, in like the last level, that, like, it seems like Mighty is actually immune to those, it seems like Mighty is actually even immune to those, like he can actually even, like, jump on those balls on those little bombs that the ball hogs are, like, throwing out as well, which is also extremely useful. I also kind of love the background in this, I love the background in this level as well, just because of, like, the strange, like, stained glass sort of effect you have going on. Because it's like, it really does fit, like, the word monarch, like, it's like a king, like, it's like a place of worship or whatever. And you have, like, you can catch in the background as well. Like, you can catch, like, the little glimpses of the, I was gonna call them, like, the robot masters, but that's not really what they are, is it? They're like the hard-boiled heavies is what they're called. Yeah, that's it. I'm not sure, maybe, like, Ray might be useful here. Oh, I didn't know they stopped. I didn't know that they stopped, like, after, like, a couple of rotations. I didn't know that at all. That's so useful to know now. Oh, well, that turned out useful somehow. I don't know how it turned out useful, but it did. I'm kind of, like, feeling nervous playing as Ray, though. Like, playing as Ray, it's, like, extremely fun, but it always, like, makes me feel, like, a little bit nervous as well. Like, for some reason, like, I feel like I'm gonna be tempted to, like, go flying through the air, and, like, you have this sense that you're not in control of what you're doing, but you should be, if you know what I mean. Like, that's the kind of, like, sense that, like, playing as Ray always gives me. But then I think that's, like, that's a really good thing. Because that's exactly, like, how playing a Sonic game should make you feel, if you know what I mean. Okay, so where am I going now? Excuse me, no, that is not where I wanted to go. I'll just go on this spring again. Let's try this again, viewers. I think I actually want to go up there. And then up there. Or maybe like over here. Well, that's like, this is like sending me back there. And as I say, normally, Sonic game, you follow the springs. Apparently, I don't know where I'm going now. I think I actually am supposed to go over there. Oh, I am. There's like rings up there. Maybe so. Maybe there's like a So maybe there's like a No. Who would have thought I'd get lost in Titanic Monarch, and actually all I needed to go through this wall right there. I'm gonna switch back to Mighty because playing as Ray is making me way too nervous. Like, even though, as I was just about to say, oh, these are here to make me feel nervous as well. I remember like playing like these things, just I just was doing them the completely wrong way, like not the way you're supposed to do them at all. And I just kind of like persisted in doing them the wrong way. But yeah, as I was just about to say, that's the way you're supposed to feel when you're like playing a Sonic game, is like that you're not in control of what you're doing. Is this like a way I'm supposed to be going? There was like that roller coaster guy was down there. But I'm gonna follow this is what I'm gonna do. Can I kill you, please? Thank you. Just so I don't have to listen to that stupid noise. Oh, well, that was easy. I somehow like found like a really easy path through that one. Only one bullet left, laughing boy, and then we're on to Robotnik himself. But yeah, it seemed like there in like Act 1, at some stage I saw that like I jumped on one of those balls that the... No, I don't want to get that. I can see that there, I just did it there. I saw that I like... I saw that you can jump on those. Okay, that's really, really more useful than you would even realize. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to go back down here. And I don't know why that spring only comes out once. But I'm just gonna roll with it. Titanic Monarch Zone, you pretty much just have to... You just gotta know when to hold him and know when to fold him, is like what I was about to say, even though that's not really what I meant to say at all. Just get rid of that stupid thing, because that stupid noise is gonna drive me berserk. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually going finishing this. Like, normally when you're like finishing an LP, you have like this big build up and you feel like, oh my god, I'm finishing the LP. And like here, it's just like, oh, what the hell is beeping? There was like something beeping, but I think it's like in the game. I don't know what it was. Now there's like some beeping going on again. It can't be like my my phone, because like my phone and my Apple Watch and everything, they're all on like do not disturb, so they best not be disturbing me. If they are disturbing me, then I don't know where they think they get off disturbing me. Yeah, there they are, the hard-boiled heavies there in the background in stained glass form. And we're about to finish the game as Mighty and Ray. As long as I can not take any damage, which I'm not planning on doing. If I can remember the patterns for how to beat this guy, which hopefully I can. Ray might actually be useful for this boss just because you could like fly over him. But actually if you just like stick over here, I think that's probably like the best way to go about it. Because he can't like hit you, he's gonna like shoot out the missiles. Okay, this isn't like the time for you to do the thing where you don't react A button. Okay, so now it's just going to be the cop. We can get more rings here, so... And actually, like, Mighty can handily enough just, like, jump into all of them. If I don't do something stupid like that, like land on it at, like, exactly the wrong moment. I should be on, like, the other side of him, but I'm not, so... We'll just have to live with. That's just something we're going to have to live with. Okay, so that tentacle is really like, this left-hand one is really like making my life hard, but we're still doing a good job. The thing that makes like this boss on Encore mode even like easier than it normally would be is that like, and here this is just like pitiful. Like, Jesus, it's like who? He's never going to hit you. Like if you just go over onto like the opposite side of him. Like, those things don't even, like, reach you. Like, look, it might look like they're going to reach you and you might get scared or something, I don't know. But please stop doing that, Mighty. This might be good. Okay, it wasn't good. Because now I don't have any rings. And, like, the next one is actually, like... Oh my god, I actually died. As Mighty. Because I have no rings. But this is what happens in this boss, is that like when he gets you down to 0 rings, and I still don't know what the tell is on this one. Like look, now I'm dead, now I'm Sonic and Tails. I can't believe I'm actually going to be forced to finish this boss as Sonic and Tails. It's like, what a ripoff. At least like the other the other tentacle is gone now, so I can like... Am I going to finish this as like Sonic, as like Tails and Knuckles? How weird would that be? Oh my god, this is like the most like pitiful excuse for a battle against this boss I've ever seen in my life. But we're going to get to like pick up some more rings here at least. We just got to make sure to like jump over the spikes when they come up. And then we're fine. We're gonna finish like the game as Tails and Knuckles. How strange is that? It's like, who finishes this? Who finishes like Sonic Mania as Tails and Knuckles? It's like, who even does that? It's like we literally finished the game as Tails and Knuckles. What an unorthodox pairing. And he drops the Phantom Emerald. Well, Tails, don't just look at it. You're a scientist. Collect that motherfucker and do some studying. No, he's gonna pick it up. The Phantom King, or the Heavy King. He's only the Phantom King once he has it. And yeah, that's the end of Sonic Mania, pretty much. Or Sonic Mania Encore mode. I wish I could be more proud of my performance against that boss. But he's actually easier in Encore mode if you have like a full party, because just because he takes you out when you have 0 rings doesn't mean you die. It just means that you move on to the next party member, so you can kind of afford to just kind of play like an idiot like I just did. It would have been extremely satisfying to defeat Robotnik as Mighty and Ray, I must say. But I feel like we got to show them off plenty over the course of the LP. And we definitely got to show off what like Encore mode is all about, which is kind of just being able to mix it up like throughout the story mode, and just not being like bound to playing as one character. You can play as like all 5 of the characters, because we did get to play as all 5 of the characters at some point, and for like a pretty cool amount of time. Tantalus Media. What do you mean, like, are Zidane and Blank and all the rest of the crew going to show up developing this game? Whatever Tantalus were doing stuck into this. So yeah, Sonic Mania Encore mode, that's the end of the LP. What's going to replace this? As I mentioned, Metroid Prime 2 is something that I'd kind of love to do. It's kind of like a big game though, and it's kind of a very, it's something that takes a bit to get into, and you really have to be in like the right frame of mind to play it. It's not really like playing Metroid Prime where you can just sit down and play it, but like, and just kind of do it. Like Metroid Prime 2, there's like a lot more kind of, like, you do get into a different frame of mind playing it, and there's a far like more cerebral element to Metroid Prime 2 than there is to Metroid Prime, because of like the swapping back and forth and the resource management when it comes to your ammo and when it comes to even your health and things like that. So I would love to do it. I'm not sure whether it's going to be right next alongside Final Fantasy X, because with a big game like Final Fantasy X, I prefer to do like small games like this that are maybe like max 10-part LPs. So what could be on the list of games that are like max 10-part LPs? Like, I suppose, like, there are a couple of things that I've been a couple of games that I've been meaning to do that aren't really that big. I could do Sonic Generations, I guess. But then I'd have to like bring the Xbox 360 downstairs. It's like, do I really want to do that? I don't really feel like playing that either. Sonic 4 I don't really feel like playing at the moment either. Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery, that's one I haven't played in a long time, and I adore that game. And I feel like it's not talked about as much as it should be. Samorost 3. I pretty much like name the same games. Like, every time I have this conversation at the end of an LP, it's always the same games that I say. I always say Machinarium, I always say Botanicula, I always say Samorost 3, I always say Long Live the Queen. It's like, are there any other Squidwards here I should know about? Proteus, that's another game that I think would be cool for like, that'd probably be like about a 1, 2, 3, 4 parts max, depending on how long I make the videos. A Bird Story, that's another one I'd love to do. There's like a couple there. I just have to think about it. Maybe in the comments if you could say like if any of those things kind of are tickling your fancy right now, maybe you could let me know. Because like they're all games that I'd love to do and which aren't really that long. As I say, they'd probably be like something around 10 parts long. Like, as I say, Proteus, that'd probably take an hour to play through. What else is there? Gone Home I've done. That's like another one of my games that I always talk about at the end credits. See, I'm getting there, folks. I'm getting there. Oh, I love this music. It's so good. So what are you going to show me, game? What's the end scene going to be that mocks me for not getting the... Wait a second, why is like the feed gone? Oh, there it is. The system just went to sleep. I thought it was the end of the credits and it was going to like bring up the final scene where it mocks me for not getting the Chaos Emeralds. But no, the screen just decided to go black for no reason. So you can do that if you want, game. Now I'm just like rambling down like the list of things I'd like to do. Ocarina of Time Master Mode, the dungeons, that's something I've talked about before and I've talked about on Twitter as well. I think there'd be kind of like a good appetite for that too. Like doing like Master Mode of Ocarina of Time, but not like doing the whole LP and not kind of like 100%ing it. Just like showing the dungeons. Which I think would be like a good lesson for me as well, because like I have this aversion to cutting footage out of LPs. And I think it's something that like if I were to LP like Ocarina of Time Master Quest, as I say, the only things that are different are the dungeons. So that's all I'd really want to show, so I'd probably cut out like all of the story stuff in between, because nobody really needs to see that. Like, I wouldn't have to... It'd almost be like when I did the 3-hour run of Wind Waker, because I wouldn't have to collect all the Skulltulas, I wouldn't have to collect all the pieces of heart, I wouldn't have to do like all the random side quest stuff. Like, naturally I'd be collecting stuff that's handy to collect along the way, so that's something that I might do. But I think that, again, that's going to be like a big project, because like I've never done the dungeons and master quests, so it'd be blind. Like, I've never... So that should be like quite time consuming. Just trying to think. I do want to like get Minecraft stuff going, so maybe I'll start with that, like showing off the stuff that I've already made in my world. But the problem with that is that, like, with me and Minecraft creative mode, I kind of go through phases of playing it a lot and then like not playing it anymore for like weeks and weeks and months and months. And at the moment I'm not really sure whether I'm in the mood for it. How long are the credits to this game? Seriously. It's like I've been talking here for I don't know how long. At least I put like Titanic Monarch Zone all in its own video, jeez. We left the dead bodies of Sonic, Mighty, and Ray, like, to decay and be destroyed in the wreckage of the Titanic Monarch. It's like, how ridiculous is that? I'm wondering whether there was any, like, final scene that I get to see. Try again. There's, like, Tails and Knuckles. Tails is falling asleep and Knuckles is going crazy. It's like, no, I'm not going to try again, because there's not even, like, a final level. There's not even, like, a final level. They're like, you don't even get to... Like, you don't even get to do, like, the final boss battle or anything like that if you do get all of the, If you do, like, get all of the, What was I gonna say? I'm looking for, like, the, Can I, like, show the, Can I, like, show the, Sonic ability? I'm trying to, like, find where I can show the videos or something. Options, that would be an extras, wouldn't it? No, apparently I don't get to see that. Staff credits. No, we've already seen enough of that game, thank you. Because I'm pretty sure there is, like, I'm wondering whether I didn't get to see that because, like, I, like, lost Mighty and Ray at the end of the game, or I lost all of my characters except Knuckles and Tails. What a strange duo that is. But there is, like, a final scene where you see, or maybe that's only if you do Mania mode. I think maybe that's only if you do Mania mode, where you get to see, like, Mighty and Ray in the final scene as the Titanic Monarch blows up, because I definitely have a memory of seeing that, but I have actually completed the game as Ray as well, so, and I'm onto Flying Battery as Mighty. Apparently I'm onto apparently I started another fight. How many times have I played this game? Well, do you know what, let's, like, just, like, show that off here. We'll go to Harry's page and go to the profile, Octopath Traveler. I started playing 35 hours or more of Sonic Mania. I swear I've played Sonic Mania more than any other game on here. Well, not more than, like, Breath of the Wild, obviously. Stardew Valley, 35 hours, Jesus. Okay. Anyway, that's the end of Let's Play Sonic Mania Plus Encore mode. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. I don't know why I went back into my page. I don't want to do the update. I will see you next time. Bye now.